In the Bible, it says the Antichrist comes up from the earth. In the book of Daniel, he comes from a small people. Here's why. Who would, not too many people would follow something outside of anybody that does not look like them. We are in a faith-motivated situation here, right? So it would take somebody who is of a specific faith to really capture the hearts of people. No one is going to be forced to follow the Antichrist. They're going to do it by their hearts and force other people to join in, kind of in a twisted way. So they're going to like this guy. Listen, for many years, people had it right. For many years, people said, when the Antichrist comes, folks are going to like him. They're going to think they need him to solve the problems, and nobody else is going to be able to do anything about it. I believe when they said that so many times, it's almost like they spoke into existence the situation we have right now.
I will not enter hell alone. I want you to share the pain with me and the curse that will descend upon me. I want to see you burn, cry, and scream as I will. Do you wish to know how I will achieve this? I will uncover the secrets behind my deceptions, the cunning tricks, the manipulation of strategies, and use it all to lead you towards sin.
I am not a number. I am a free man.
All these people that have come and gone for so long, they said one consistent thing. They said everybody would want this person in power.
In the name of the one true God, who was cast out from heaven, but is alive in me.
They did. Everybody would want this person in power. And if this person is in power, and anybody in our leadership is of a faith-based heart, they're going to be chewed up. They're going to be in grave danger. They will. It's ironic, isn't it? That what people call the Antichrist has been projected or portrayed as being the one who can solve everything. In every single depiction of the Antichrist, people have depicted the Antichrist as everybody wanting that individual to come into power. And what do you see happening with not any specific person, but with our presidency here in the USA? You see people doing our presidency just like that, don't they? We know that the man of perdition, this person, comes up from a small people, right? A small people. We know that they will not give him the honor of the kingdom. We know that he will win the people over by flatteries, and that's telling them exactly what they want to hear.
Slay the Nazarene, and you, my disciples, shall truly inherit this earth.
We know that. We know that he gets everybody on his side. He woos and awes everybody by flatteries. It specifically says in Daniel chapter 11, through flatteries.
You ever had a chick with a beard before?
I can't say that I have there, bearded broad.
Well then, sugar, you haven't lived.
Note to self, I don't want to live.
He maneuvers people, right? through flatteries, through telling them exactly what they want to hear. But that the people in government will not give him the honor of the kingdom, but he overtakes them or changes their mind by flatteries. Upon reading that, you find out that most people gain office by flatteries. That's what you find. Let's read it, shall we? It says, for he shall come up, Daniel 11:23, for he shall come up and shall become strong with a small people. Back in these days, these were established nations. Established, right? So who was not established at this time? Anybody know? We have some candidates. And what nation within that group of nations is fairly young? We have some candidates, right? We do have some candidates. He comes from a small people. He works deceitfully. He overcomes the populace by flatteries. Those in government over the countries do not give him the honor of the kingdom, so they don't like him. A lot of people think there must be several things must transpire before that happens. Now, according to what Daniel was shown, right, by Gabriel, we saw what the Lord is going to do regarding the Middle Eastern situation with Israel. That was concerning the message that came back with Gabriel for Daniel. For Daniel. The components of the Middle East have not been like that before. Before, there was no real Israel, right? Not before. And then, of course, the UN General Assembly declares it's going to be Israel, right? A lot of people get caught up on the temple. They say, well, you have to have a temple, and then he'll be able to come in and, sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, right? In order for that to take place, hear me closely, if that's what people are going with, this individual is going to have to fit the bill of one of the original folks who have authorization into that temple, who can be near or part of a sacrifice. And if that is the case, then this person has been where he's going to be. Now, does this take away anybody's qualification of who the Antichrist is? Yes, unfortunately, the Antichrist is not Grover, and it's not Oscar from Sesame Street and the Muppets. That's not who it is.
See, that's what I get for being so nice.
It's not Big Bird, Snuffleupagus, not those guys. So unfortunately, I am able to tell you who it's not. All right? Can I tell you who it is? I think it's important that this person is going to be revealed to all of us. Hear me on this. You ready? It says, neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of a woman, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory, and shall cause them, plural, to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain. See that? So it's almost like this guy steps in. He wins the hearts of the people and the minds of the people enough to get himself in power. And once he's in power, he starts forecasting his devices against anybody and everybody who would be in his way, telling the people, demonstrating to the people exactly what they want to see, having electronics that will blow your mind. But he is he starts one way, but then when he gets in power, he swaps everything. He does away with the God he once knew, right? And he starts worshiping a God his fathers knew not, a strange God. It says a God of forces. He's going to increase, right, with gold and silver. He will acknowledge the God of force, not Allah. He may begin with somebody like Allah, but then he goes to a God his fathers knew not, right? We know if somebody comes into power, we know that their forefathers worshipped Allah because they're in the Middle East. We know that, right? We know the forefathers knew who the God of gods was. We know that. But it says here, he's going to abandon all that and start to increase a God his fathers did not know. Do you see that? A God his fathers knew not. And sure enough, the scriptures continue, and he's having this, he does things differently. Right? In my opinion, he's going to have an army with him. An army that's not make-believe. Folks, hope you have that. Because we stand at the door to this stuff. As you can see, one of the distinctive characteristics about the Antichrist is that the government does not like him. People do.
Slay the Nazarene, and the victory will be ours. Now and forevermore. Do you hear me?
Hopefully you guys can see that. Hopefully you can. I believe we're in that time. I do. I believe it's going to have backup. We're in that time. Big time.
I want to clear a misconception you might have. Sadly, I have no power to force you to sin. Only by influencing your free will can I drive mankind to disobey. My grand agenda aims to strip the world from religious beliefs. My strategy to mislead you is very simple. I first try to drag you to infidelity and associating partners with God, which is the greatest sin. If you resist and don't get tricked, I like this one. I then move to plan B, which is to call you to major sins, like abandoning your prayers, adultery, causing harm to your fellow man, drinking alcohol. If you were a true believer and kept steadfast, I don't get discouraged. I call you towards minor sins. If you ignore me, I then occupy your days with permissible matters that are not sins or good deeds, like overeating, pursuing worldly affairs. All these will prevent you from getting rewards. The way I do all this is by gradually entering your heart through your weaknesses. Through what you love most, I attract you step by step.
This has been the Confidential Report. For even more stories like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel today. And please show your support by clicking the like button on this video. For even more stories and news you deserve to know the truth about, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching the Confidential Report.